Welcome to Microsoft Excel for Beginners class. This class is appropriate for you if you are totally new in Microsoft Excel. However, if you are already using some features of Microsoft Excel, learning on your own way by exploring, this class will be useful for you too. At the end of the class, you'll be much more comfortable to use Microsoft Excel with confidence. To make sure you are in the right class, let's look at the list of the topics that will be covered in this class. To make the class not too long, I have divided this class into 5 lessons. If you are serious about learning Microsoft Excel from this class, I will suggest you to subscribe the channel and follow on with all the lessons. So without any further ado, let's look at what we are covering in our today's lesson. Microsoft Excel is a software application package belongs to the Microsoft Office application family. The generic name for Microsoft Excel is called Spreadsheet. A spreadsheet is a tool which is used to save and manipulate numeric data. So when we say manipulate numeric data, we are referring to calculating of numbers, analyzing of all those numbers, and visualizing of those numbers into Excel chart and graphs to represent those numeric data into more organized and informative form so that the decision can be made based on those numeric data. Once the Microsoft Excel is installed in your machine, most probably you will see a Microsoft Excel application icon on your desktop. You can double-click the icon to start the program. Alternatively, you may also start the program by clicking the program icons on the Windows taskbar or in a program menu. When you launch Microsoft Excel for the first time, it starts either with a home screen or with a new blank worksheet based on your software version. In my case, it is Microsoft Office Standard 2021. You can check your Microsoft Excel version by clicking the Account button while you are in the starting screen. The home screen allows you to either start with a new blank workbook by selecting New Blank Workbook at the top area of the screen, or open an existing but recently used or modified workbook from the available list under the Recent tab. Next to Recent tab, there is another tab called Pinned. You can pin a frequently used workbook by clicking the pin icon appear next to the file name. Once a file is pinned, it is listed in the Pin tab. You can also take a quick tour or learn from a number of available quick tutorials by expanding the upper area. In the new screen view, similar to the home screen, you can choose the blank workbook to start with the new Excel file. Not to be confused, in Excel, a file is simply called a workbook. The lower half of the screen contains a collection of built-in templates. These are professionally created templates to allow you to work on many different types of Excel documents. Once you are familiar with the Microsoft Excel, you can use those templates to create different types of documents as per your needs. For now, we'll leave them aside. The Open screen to allow you to open an existing Excel workbook that you already have either in the same machine or in a different location such as OneDrive. Besides, the lower panel of the left-hand side bar, there are few more menu items such as Account, Feedback, and Options. We will learn them later as we progress through our tutorial. For now, let's start with a new blank workbook by clicking the blank workbook templates. Yes, you can call it a template. And with that, you are in Microsoft Excel workbook. Congratulations! You have just created your first Excel workbook. Once you are in Microsoft Excel workbook, you can right away start working on your new Excel project by entering data and creating formula. However, you need to be familiar with Microsoft Excel working environment, such as Work Area, Quick Access Toolbar, Tab Menu, Ribbons, Formula Bar, Name Box, Worksheet tab, and so on. Let's take a quick overview on some of the most commonly used user interface elements. The wide rectangle area, which has taken the most of the Excel window, is your work area. It looks like a grid, and it is called Worksheet. A worksheet in Excel is composed of rows and columns. Each column is represented by its column header, using English alphabetic letters such as A, B, C, D, and so on. And each row is represented by a row number such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so forth. The intersection of each row and a column that creates a small rectangular area is called cell. A cell is the basic unit of your Excel worksheet, where you will enter data. You can move around on your worksheet from cell to cell using a rectangle pointer called cell pointer. The location of the cell pointer indicates the current cell. So, whenever you type something in Excel, it will be inserted into the current cell. To move the cell pointer from one cell to another, you can simply click another cell, or use an arrow key from the keyboard. The Quick Access toolbar is located at the top left corner of your Excel window. The toolbar allows you to access to the most frequently used commands. By default, there will be a Save button together with an Undo and Redo buttons on the toolbar. But you can add more buttons by clicking the Customize Quick Access Toolbar button on the toolbar. The next user interface element that we want to highlight is the Tab menu, also called Ribbon tab. Each tab represents a ribbon, whereas the ribbon logically organizes a number of Excel command buttons into groups so that you can easily find them. Below the Ribbon tab, we have Name box, the Insert function, and the Formula bar. The Name box is used to display and navigate to a cell address or a range of cell address. A cell address is a reference of the cell on your worksheet. By default, the Name box shows the address of the current cell. For example, if the cell pointer is currently in cell C5, the Name box will show the address C5 as the current cell. You can also type a cell address in the Name box to make the cell pointer to move onto that cell address. Next to the Name box, we have the Insert function buttons together with the Cancel and the Enter buttons. The Insert function button is used to insert an Excel function in the worksheet, whereas Enter and the Cancel button are used to cancel or execute a formula or function. We will see these buttons are in action when we learn how to work with formula and functions in Excel in our future tutorials. The Worksheet tabs represent a list of worksheets in the workbook. If an Excel file is called Workbook, then the worksheets are like pages in that book. When you start Microsoft Excel for the first time, there could be 1 or 3 worksheets in your workbook by default. However, you can always change the number by clicking File, More, Options, and on the Excel Options dialog box, under the General category, include this many sheets. Click OK. Besides, you can also add as many worksheets as you need for your workbook, simply by inserting New Worksheet from the shortcut menu, or by clicking this New Sheet button. Managing worksheets refers to adding, renaming, rearranging, and deleting worksheets from an Excel workbook. We will learn about managing worksheets and workbooks in greater details in the lesson 3 of this tutorial series. Saving an Excel workbook simply refers to storing your works in Excel for future use. You can store your works either in the hard drive of the machine that you are working on or in a different location such as OneDrive. To save your work, click the File menu. From the File menu, select Save or Save As option. What's the difference? Generally, the Save option is used to save your work in progress, which means as you are working on Excel, you can save your works time to time so that you will not lose your work if anything unexpected happens along the way. One of the incidents could be power failure. And the Save As option is to save your work for the first time. You will also use the Save As options to save an existing saved file in different location or with a different file name. Since we haven't saved our file yet, we will choose the Save As option. Once you have saved your file, the default name for the Excel file such as Book 1 will be replaced by the name that you will give for the file. Okay guys, next we will learn how to open an existing Excel file or workbook. An existing Excel file or workbook means the file or the workbook that you have previously created and saved either in your hard drive or in cloud storage like OneDrive. To open an existing Excel workbook, click the File menu on your Microsoft Excel application. You will see a list of recently created or used Excel files under the Recent tab. If your workbook is found in the list, simply click the workbook name and the file will be opened. But if you don't see the file name in the list, you can look for the workbook in a folder by clicking the Folders tab and choose a folder, provided that you remember the folder name where you had saved your workbook previously. Another way to open an existing workbook is to search the workbook from this PC tab, provided that your previously created workbook was saved in this PC. When you click the This PC tab or submenu, your screen should look like something like this. If you click the Documents, which is a folder, Excel will open the Documents folder existing in your computer. You can then look for your workbook in that folder or in any of the subfolders of the Documents folder, provided that you have saved your workbook either directly in the Documents folder or in one of its subfolders. Alternatively, you can also use the search box to search your workbook by typing the workbook name in the search box. Bear in mind that it will only search the selected folder. In our case, the currently selected folder is Documents, and all the folders that you see down here are the subfolders of the Documents folder. If you wish to search a subfolder, you can simply select a subfolder from the list and then search the folder by typing the workbook name in the search box, as we have done previously. You should search the folder if you have a lot of files in that particular folder. Otherwise, just select the workbook and the book will be open in the Excel. Similarly, you can also use the Browse options to open an existing file or workbook in Excel. You can save your Excel workbook in many different formats in Microsoft Excel depending on what you want to do with the contents of your workbook. A file format is generally determined by its file name extension. A file name extension is like a postfix, which is automatically added right after the file name, followed by a dot. By default, your workbook that you have created using Microsoft Excel version 2007 or any version after that, your workbook will be saved with a .xlsx extension. This format allows you to store Excel data in an XML format, which provides wider portability. If you are not sure what we are talking about, just bear in mind that this new file format enables Excel data to be easily accessed by a wider number of devices and applications. The older version of Microsoft Excel file was saved with the .xls extensions, also called Legacy Excel format. This type of file format was supported in Excel version 5.0 or Excel 95 version and Excel 97 to 2003 version. If you want your Excel data to be accessed by an older version of Excel application, you can save your workbook with the .xls extension by selecting Microsoft Excel 5.0/95 workbook or Excel 95 to 2003 workbook from the Save As type while saving your Excel workbook. You can also see the whole list of file format that you can save your Excel file by clicking Save As type drop-down in the Save As dialog box. For instance, you can save your Excel workbook in PDF format to send to your friends who do not have Microsoft Excel installed in their computer. You can also save your Excel data in tab delimited or comma delimited format so that you can easily access those data from different devices. If you want to learn more about how to transport your data to different devices or applications, please write your request in the comment section. Alright guys, with this topic, we are going to wrap up our today's lesson. If you have any question, please write me in the comment section of this tutorial. If you haven't subscribed the channel, please subscribe the channel for the subsequent lessons of this tutorial series. Hope to see you again soon with the lesson 2 of this tutorial of the Microsoft Excel for Beginners. Till then, goodbye.